Hello, thanks for joining us on another Sandia Mountain Natural History Center quick trip. Today we are talking about one of nature's most fascinating survival tools. It's not one that you can carry in your pocket. It's not one that's even found here on Earth. It's one that's actually 93 million miles away, but it can save you if things go wrong. Let's get started. So the sun is such an awesome survival tool because of principles that we're probably all pretty much familiar with. The first principle that we have to keep in mind is that it rises in the east and sets in the west. The second one is that it emits ultraviolet light. That ultraviolet light actually destroys nucleic acids in a lot of microorganisms, so that could be useful in cleaning your water. And number three, the intense heat energy and light energy can be intensified to create fire. Let's go play with some of those principles. Fire is going to be one of your most important survival skills. So I think it's an important thing to always have in your gear some sort of magnifying glass. This pocket knife happens to have a magnifying glass, and we can hopefully intensify the sun's rays and get a fire starter. Let's see if we can do that. And we lost it. We're gonna have to try that again. Boo. We weren't successful our first attempt. And you know, I've never actually done this myself. So I'm learning right along with you guys. But here we got a good amount of smoke. Really want that ember to set into something that we can blow into a flame. And this bundle of grass here is what they call a bird's nest. It's just a term that's used for, we got an ember.
Boo, you stink.
I think it's important in life not only to show your successes, but also your failures. So, third time.
A few moments later.
There we go. Success. Third time was the charm on that one. So now you gotten lost. There's a good news, bad news situation. You have a map, but in order for the map to be worth something to you, you need to figure out which way is north. Well, if you have a mullein stalk or any real straight stick and the sun, you're going to be able to figure out north. So let's do that. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your stick and you're going to push it into the ground. Now with your stick in the ground, you want to make it sure it's as straight up and down as possible. You're going to take a rock or something and mark the end of that shadow. Then we're going to wait about 15 minutes and you'll see the magic happen. So after we've let about 25 or 30 minutes go by, what we're going to do is put a second rock at the tip of our shadow, put as straight a stick as we can across those two rocks, and that is going to represent our east-west line. East-west. Once we have established east-west, any line perpendicular to those is going to be north-south. Remember, you never eat soggy waffles. So then, once we know north, then we could align our map to north and hopefully be able to figure out where we're at. So if you have a little bit of an old-timey watch, you can figure out direction using time and the sun. So the way to figure out direction is to point your hour hand at the sun, find 12 o'clock, and split them in half. And splitting them in half is going to point south. So we are at a place called Mud Spring in the Cibola National Forest, and in certain types of survival situations, a spot like this could mean the difference between life and death. So if you are dying of thirst, you should probably just drink this. But if you're collecting water to continue on your hike or to try and get out of your situation, there's a way that you can use the sun to disinfect this water. Now, we are going to try and filter this water a little bit before we use the sun. And we're going to do that using a bandana. We're going to try and get some water out of here. And while I'm doing this, I know people will wonder about this post. It's actually a research project studying the water depths and all here at Mud Spring. Oh, this could take a while. Let's see if it works a little better. All right, fairly clean water. Now let's disinfect it. So there's turkey scat, a little more turkey scat, and the water. That's probably why you want to try and disinfect it. So once you find a really sunny spot, you want to take your water, and if it has any labels or anything, you want to remove the label because you want as much of the bottle to be as exposed to the sun. Now, this isn't completely necessary, but it's going to help if you have anything shiny. I happen to have the tinfoil from my burrito from lunch. You're going to lay that out and put it under your bottle. That's going to help reflect the sunlight. And now all you gotta do is wait. The problem is you have to wait about 6 hours for this much water to be disinfected. And when I say disinfected, all you're doing is killing bacteria and viruses and stuff like that. You're not cleaning up any chemicals or anything that might be in the water. So it'll work, but it's going to take you a while. Well, once again, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I hope you learned something. I learned a couple things. One, if you're going to go out and use these techniques, being in a place like New Mexico would be good because we have about 300 days of sun here. But more importantly, these are great skills to learn, but it's more important to be prepared. That's why I've said it on other videos, but it's important to always go out with a little pack of survival gear, things that are going to help you survive the night. So in here I have matches to start a fire, a compass to find my way, water purification tablets, or I could purify water with fire. So these skills are cool to have. but it's more important to be prepared. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you on the next one.